Okay, so I don't know how many people see my community posts, but मेरा एक दोस्त है, नया दोस्त बनाया, उसने मुझसे टीवी शो की recommendations मांगी थी, तो मैंने उसको लिस्ट बना के भेजना शुरू की, तो फिर वो मेरे दिमाग में आते गए और मैंने पूरी लिस्ट बना दी। मैं कहा यार जिंदगी में चीजें होती है तो वो कंटेंट भी होती है, तो कंटेंट तो मैंने उसको पोस्ट कर दिया उस लिस्ट को, और आप लोगों का रिस्पांस भी बहुत अच्छा आया उस पर। बट देन देयर आर अ लॉट ऑफ शोज दैट यू आर नॉट सो हैप्पी अबाउट कि वो क्यों नहीं है शो में। सो लेट्स गो ओवर द लिस्ट एंड आई हैव सेड सॉरी इफ आई मिस्ड योर शो, बट आई एम नॉट रियली सॉरी अबाउट दैट।
टूटा हुआ साज हूं मैं।
क्योंकि अगर मैंने आपका शो मिस किया है, जो कि दो तो बहुत ऑब्वियस वाले हैं, ब्रेकिंग बैड और बेटर कॉल सॉल, वो मैंने जानबूझ के नहीं डाले हैं शो इसमें अपनी लिस्ट में, क्योंकि वो ओके लेट्स गो विद द लिस्ट एंड देन विल एड्रेस दिस। तो मेरे टॉप शोज जो थे, टॉप नहीं पर वो ऑब्वियस जो शोज थे, उनमें सबसे टॉप पे है सोप्रानोस। सोप्रानोस मैंने देखा था जब मैं कराची में रहता था और मेरे पास कुछ नहीं होता था, फारिग होते थे, अब्बा के पैसे थे उड़ाने को और अपना टाइम था जाया करने को, तो उस वक्त मैंने सोप्रानोस पूरा बिंज वॉच किया था, डीवीडी सेट खरीद के देखा था, एंड आई वाज जस्ट सच अ फैन ब्रो। फॉर समवन हु लव्स माफिया मूवीज, सोप्रानोस इज द शो टू वॉच, बिकॉज इट्स नॉट द बेस्ट मेड शो, इट डजंट हैव द हाईएस्ट क्वालिटी ऑफ प्रोडक्शन, इट डज हैव ग्रेट एक्टर्स, जेम्स गैंडल्फिनी रेस्ट इन पीस, क्रिस जो उसका नेफ्यू बनता है वो बहुत अच्छा एक्टर है, देयर आर सम फीमेल एक्टर्स दैट आर रियली गुड, इसकी जो वाइफ है वो नर्स भी बनी थी एक शो में, पता नहीं उस शो का नाम क्या था, नाम भूल गया मैं, बट शी इज अ ग्रेट एक्ट्रेस, सो there's a good ensemble of actors, but then there's a really bad actors as well. For example, पॉली का कैरेक्टर बहुत हरामी कैरेक्टर था उसमें, उसने लिखा था, कर जिसने देखा होगा उसको पता होगा, उसने नहीं देखा उसको पता होगा। Point being, Sopranos is one of those shows that are easy watch yet very high level show, क्योंकि they dove into the whole New Jersey mafia world, that universe, और उसको उन्होंने बहुत अच्छे तरीके से पोर्ट्रे किया है। अगर आप वो शो देखेंगे, there's moments in that show where you're like they're not even that like well off, why are they doing all this, अगर इतने पैसे भी नहीं बन रहे, like एक दो हजार के लिए वो लोग लड़ मर रहे हैं और खुरचन पे पैसे काम चल रहा है। So it's very interesting to see how New Jersey mafia thinks they're Italian mafia but they're not, and then the cringe kind of is part of it, and then it's just amazing. It's just such a good show. It's one of the best shows ever to come out in any era of TV. उसके बाद फिर obviously I said Game of Thrones because I don't have to explain why Game of Thrones is good. Black Mirror was an amazing show when it started, and then America took over, Netflix took over, and it kind of went downhill from there. As long as it was British, it was great, but then I put Rick and Morty there, Sherlock, and The Last of Us. Last of Us is a good show. एक ही season है. I hope they don't make any more. Just leave it at that. Leave a show with some dignity. Don't stretch it. Don't try to milk a cow when it's out of milk. Sherlock was a good show again in the beginning. Then somebody commented that it's like it's a pseudo intelligent show. Like it's a dumb guy's idea of an intelligent show, and I kind of agree with that. Yes, but it's well made. It's well produced. It's well designed. उसके अंदर जो चीजें आई थी वो नई थी उस जमाने में, जिस तरह की टेक्नोलॉजी शो हो रही थी, जिस तरह वो उसके एनालिसिस को दिखा रहे थे, विजुलाइज कर रहे थे, वो नई टेक्नोलॉजी थी उस जमाने के हिसाब से. So it was exciting to watch. Rick and Morty, again, after the original creators kind of parted ways, the show started going downhill. So it became more commercial, more like a sell-off, and they even try to do humor about their own sell-off, but it doesn't work because like you're trying to outsmart yourself, like what's going on. But then there's some shows that I personally just love, and they might not be in the top 100 or 200 or 300 list maybe. They might not even be on any list, but I've seen them and I love them and I appreciate them. और मैंने हजारों शोज देखे हैं भाई, इफ नॉट सैकड़ों तो हजारों तो देख लिए होंगे. बहुत टीवी देखा है मैंने, बहुत मूवीज देखी हैं. That's how I know so much about production and all that. Utopia is a British show which is an amazing show, unexpectedly beautiful, and not beautiful, unexpectedly grimy and fucked up and just exciting, and it's sci-fi. There's an American version of it. Do not watch that, please. अगर आप ये शो ढूंढते हैं, watch the British one. Curb Your Enthusiasm is one of the best sitcom type / shows जो कि American TV ने बनाया है. Seinfeld was the original version of it, but it was old and it was pretty privileged and very white centered, whereas Curb has more inclusiveness and it's more realistic and it's more about LA, and I love being in LA and I love living that LA life, so I kind of like it. I've been watching it when I was in Karachi, so I wasn't even in LA, but I used to dream about being in LA. और मैं ये शो देख के जो है ना vicariously जीता था LA life through Larry David. Larry David is a great writer, one of the greatest writers to ever come out of the American television industry. So yeah, it's a great show. थोड़ा adult sense of humor चाहिए होता है, थोड़ा grown up sense of humor चाहिए होगा आपको Curb Your Enthusiasm समझने के लिए. It's a very simple show, yet it's very diverse and very intelligent. And then Fawlty Towers is a classic show, classic British show. Amazing comedy, good stuff, easy watch. Only Fools and Horses is a very long running show जो कि it's like a sitcom, but it's like grandfathered in. So इसको rating नहीं मिलेगी, इसको बस praise मिलेगी. It's a good show. if you have a lot of time on your hands and you like watching British shows, check out Only Fools and Horses. Again, पुराना शो है पर आपको अपने कल्चर की चीजें नजर आएंगी उसमें. आपको नजर आएगा कि जब गोरों ने हमें कॉलोनाइज किया था तो वो क्या छोड़ के गए हमारे पास. वो चीजें, वो सारी चीजें नजर आएंगी. It was a fun watch. Fargo is another amazing show. The movie was amazing and then the show was amazing, but just season 1. And then, you know, they start milking the cow and it doesn't remain as good. Succession is another really intelligent and very hard watch. It's not an easy watch. It's not for everybody. कुछ लोग तो परेशान होंगे हो क्या रहा है, मैं देख क्यों रहा हूँ ये शो. पर जिनको समझ में आ रहा है, जो उसमें टीम्स पिक कर पा रहे हैं, जो लेवल समझ पा रहे हैं, क्योंकि इस शो की राइटिंग बहुत जीनियस है. इस शो की राइटिंग में इतना कमाल है कि मैं क्या बताऊं. इट्स रिटन विद सच हैवी वर्डेज. एक बात के पीछे बहुत सारे मीनिंग्स हैं और जो कुछ बोल रहा है वो मीन नहीं कर रहा है. इट्स रिटन वेरी वेल. सो आई लव दैट शो. द न्यूज रूम इज अनदर रियली गुड शो. It hasn't aged well. अब आप देखोगे तो आपको बहुत cringe होगा देख के, but when it came out, it was pretty badass. Aaron Sorkin is the writer of the show and he's one of the best writers out there in the world. If you want to watch an intense, high-paced, without the action and everything, it's a good show. House, of course, one of my favorites. Old time favorites. कराची से देखता आ रहा हूँ ये शो. Great time pass. Again, a stupid person's idea of an intelligent doctor is his house, and he does miracles. He does crazy things, and he's so funny. Hugh Laurie is just the funniest TV actor out there, especially in this show. So yeah, it's a good watch. Again, आपको हजम ना हो शायद. 8 season है इस शो के और बहुत heavy episode होता है. 40-50 मिनट का एक episode होता है. Then I put TVF Pictures there because why the fuck not? TVF Pictures is one of the best TV shows, web series or whatever you want to call it, to come out of India or anywhere else in the world for that matter. Although TVF Pictures का पूरा शो जो है वो Silicon Valley के पहले सीजन पे बेस्ड है basically, so I put Silicon Valley there as well. Silicon Valley did it first. TVF Pictures did it their own way. I'm not saying it's a copy, it's not, but Pictures का पूरा season is just, पूरा शो जो है वो Silicon Valley के पहले 2 episodes है मेरे ख्याल से. No comparison as such, just genre same है, you know, startups and tech world. That's why. Fleabag, another amazing writing miracle. This girl is just insane how she wrote the show. It's so well made, so well written, so well performed. All the actors are fucking brilliant, except for a few. That bald guy, he's weird. But yeah, other than that, must watch. Downton Abbey, again, if you give a shit about the royal way of life and the king and the queen and all, monarchy and all that, it's a good show to watch. It's not The Crown. I hate The Crown, although it's a good show, but I don't give a shit about the monarchy, so I'm not gonna support that shit. But Downton Abbey is like उनके थोड़े से नीचे लेवल के लोग कि वो कैसे जीते थे, वो उधर के elites किस तरह की लाइफ गुजारते थे. So it's a good show. Parizad is a Pakistani show, which is one of the best writing jobs I've ever seen come out of Pakistan, so I love that show. I think they did a very good job at creating that fantasy land. It's a fantasy show. It's very good. It has amazing writing. It has amazing poetry. So it's a good show. It made my list as the only Pakistani show. No other Pakistani show has made my list. So yeah, The Haunting of Hill House is probably one of the only horror shows that I've respected and watched and recommended to people. It's a good show. Again, new, unique concept in a way and well executed. So yeah, Arrested Development, not for everyone. बहुत अमेरिकन सेंट्रिक है. अगर आपको अमेरिका से प्यार नहीं है या अमेरिकन कल्चर अच्छा नहीं लगता तो you're not gonna like it. But Jason Bateman is pretty good and the other actors, the dad character, the mother's character, बहुत amazingly written. And then our Job बहुत हरामी character है. He's the same guy who was Will Arnett, उसका नाम है. He's the same guy who did BoJack Horseman. Anyway, it's a good show. Arrested Development is a good show. Severance is a crazy fucking show. Apple TV का show है. Insane show. आपका दिमाग fuck हो जाएगा, बोलोगे what the fuck man, ये कैसे हो सकता है. और I want to keep watching it. I don't want to like not watch it. It's a great show. The Thick of It is a good show. If you've seen Veep is basically inspired from The Thick of It. But The Thick of It is the original show. It's about how government works, how presidents and people under them, how they do make things happen. So it's a really good comedy. It's based on like real things, real behaviors of people. House of Cards is like a serious take on it. One of the greatest actors to come out of Hollywood. Kevin Spacey, although he's controversial and he's done some fucked up things, so not endorsing that, but before we found out how much of a bad person he is, you know, he's done some great art. So you gotta separate the art from the artist, I suppose. So before I move on to animes, I want to address the Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, Peaky Blinders, Dark. ये सब shows अच्छे shows हैं, बुरे shows नहीं हैं. मुझे समझ नहीं आते थे, और समझ ना आने से मतलब ये नहीं कि I don't understand them. समझ ना आने से मतलब ये है कि I don't like them because they're draggy. And if you're gonna do a long show, you better keep my interest built up most of the time. Peaky Blinders was a really good show. Cillian Murphy, amazing actor, but you have to give a shit about the characters. You have to give a shit about the culture of the show, and I don't care. I did not care. Maybe I'll care in the future. Maybe I'll give it a try and I'll like it. But I feel like there's a lot of other shows that are like it already, and it's like a formula being repeated, and that's why I'm not a fan of it. Boardwalk Empire was the same thing. Peaky Blinders wala hi mahal. So it's like I'm not interested in Prohibition mein kya hua tha. I don't care. It's not exciting to me. I don't like it. So I'm not gonna watch it. Same for Breaking Bad. It's a long ass fucking show, bro. You can't just expect people to just sit through such long hours and nothing's happening. There's so much drag. Same can be said for Sopranos. There's a lot of moments that are like that. But Sopranos ko overall जब आप एक accumulate करते हो ना उसकी पूरी happening को, उसकी पूरी existence को, it surpasses all bad things that are in there. And then Better Call Saul. It's a great show. It's my dad's favorite show. My dad loves that show. So I'm not trying to say that people who watch it are not like smart people or whatever. It's just not for me. It's a very slow show. बहुत slow है. I can't stand it. Then I moved on to animes. Vinland Saga is a amazing anime. It's philosophical. It's idealistic. इसमें बहुत सारी ऐसी बातें जो आपको मुझे लगता है हर किसी को पता होनी चाहिए, हर किसी को बतानी चाहिए. If I ever had kids, I would make sure they watch this anime. They learn from this. One Punch Man, amazing comedy, hilarious. Unique concept, the best anime, fun anime out there. Death Note is an OG. If you don't know Death Note, you have not seen animes and you shouldn't continue watching anything else until you finish Death Note. Please go watch it if you haven't watched it. Attack on Titan, मैंने इसमें लिखा है season 3, but I'm not sure क्योंकि ये show इतना fucked up है और ये इतने they're also trying to milk it कि जब तक खींच सकते हो खींचो तो खराब कर दिया इन्होंने शो. मेरे लिए शो पता है कब खत्म हो गया था Attack on Titan, जब जो blonde बच्चा जो है क्यूट सा गोरा सा ब्लॉन्ड बच्चा है जब वो जल जाता है. Monster is an amazing anime. If you haven't watched it, it's one of the old ones. It's really good. You should watch it. I'm not gonna explain what it's about. You should watch it. There are other animes that I didn't mention, which are honorable mentions that I want to do right now, which is Inuyashiki is a very intense anime. Everybody should watch it. It's just one season. It starts and it ends. It's not like a cliffhanger कि season 2 में ये होगा. नहीं. It's a saga. It starts and it ends. That's how I like my TV shows. That's how I like my movies. That's how it is. So Inuyashiki is a must watch. And then there was another one. Jisme they call all the old legend heroes like King Arthur, Gilgamesh, and they have them like Holy Grail, something like that. I forget the name. If you guys know what I'm talking about, please leave it in the comments so people can know. Then I went back to sitcom type shows, which is Mrs. Brown's Boys. It was a discovery that me and my friend Faisal made. We found this show randomly and we fucking love that show. It's a live set, live audience, live comedy show. It's like a theater show. Brilliantly done. The lead actor is just so talented. He's amazing. You guys should definitely watch it if you like art, theater type comedy. It's really good. Nathan For You is a genius show. Nathan Fielder is a very very हरामी, बहुत हरामी इंसान है वो. बहुत बच्चोदा आदमी है. उसने ऐसी चीजें सोचनी है कॉमेडी करने की जो आप समझ नहीं सकते. उसका एक और शो है द रिहर्सल. Intense crazy show. He manipulates people, real life people, in a way that it's fucked up. Any other place he should go to jail for that. It's like fraud, but he does it in a way that it's not fraud and it's like acceptable and it's watchable and it's hilarious. It's intelligent. It's genius. It's just amazing. अगर आप comedy fan है तो you should watch Nathan For You. It's the best. It's reality meets comedy meets scripted meets non-scripted. It's amazing. Invincible is a great animated show. It's right there with me with The Boys and The Diabolical, I think it was called, or something जो उसका animated वर्जन था. The Boys को भी मैंने लिस्ट में नहीं डाला क्योंकि it's relatively new and again Boys भी थोड़ा खिंच रहा है and it's very commercial. I don't want to put a super commercial show in there, although I have put Game of Thrones and all those shows. But again उनमें कुछ elements हैं जो उनको elevate करते हैं from the basic commercial shows. That's why The Boys hasn't made my list. The Jinx, Robert Durst is the only true crime documentary that I respect and I like. And it's the trendsetter. इसके आने के बाद बहुत सारे true crime scenes on हो गए. Making an Evil Genius, Making a Murder, all that stuff came after this documentary came out. तो अगर आपने नहीं देखी है तो please go watch it on HBO. The Jinx, Robert Durst. It's intense, it's crazy, it's unbelievable. आप बोलोगे what the fuck man, ये real है, ये life, ये असली बंदा है, ये हो रहा है. Crazy shit. और ending तो कमाल है. These are honorable mentions again. The Office UK version, not the US version. If you watch the US version, I find it very difficult to respect you because you're just very easily pleased and good for you, but and then Shameless UK is also an amazing waste of time, but it's amazing. It's good. It's intense. Again, intense my word बहुत overuse कर रहा हूँ, but it is in a lot of ways. And it was new when it came out. It was unique. You haven't seen a show like that. You haven't seen characters like that before. जिस तरह के Shameless UK में थे. Shameless US बहुत डल शो है, बहुत बेकार शो है. Actors अच्छे हैं पर शो बहुत बुरा है. Because you know it's just remake. It's just remakes. So yeah. And last but not the least, Louis CK का शो है. It's about his life kind of. If you've seen Vishnu Goyal's show, तो अगर आपने विक्रांत गोयल का शो देखा है, वो basically loosely based on Louis है. इसलिए मैं उसको एक सीजन के बाद देख नहीं पाया. I was like, okay. So yeah, watch Louis if you wanna watch original things. You know, real things. Yeah, and then people were like recommending their own shows, and I want to address some of them, the top comments at least. Dreamlander का comment है, भाई where the F is Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. So you know now, bro, where it is in the trash can. I'm sorry. Don't mean to offend anyone, but nah. Just nah. And it's easy to say, oh, it's a great show. मैं कितना मुश्किल है मेरे लिए कहना. I can just be like, oh, it's an amazing show, and I put it in my list. Just to please you? No. यहाँ मुझसे अगर कुछ सीखने बैठो तो सच सीखो. Bro, if you haven't watched AOT Season 4, you're seriously missing out on some epic fights and a massive story twist, though I know you're mature enough to understand the ending. Still, I would agree the ending was not something that we deserved. I guess he's right. I think it was Season 4 that I was talking about, and someone says the ending was perfectly fine. There's the hardcore fans of AOT. Have you watched The Mentalist? I have given it a shot. It's very formula, and if it's formula, I'm gonna avoid it. तो उन्होंने 2-3 शो पकड़े, बोला इसको मिक्स करके. I imagine writers room में क्या चल रहा होगा, and when you see a show like Mentalist, you're like, okay, I understand writers room में क्या discussion हुआ था. The writers are not invested in it. They're doing it for the paycheck. The actors are working for the paycheck. It's not for the learned. Vinland Saga is enough to judge that you've got some good list. Hey, thank you, Aryan. I appreciate the appreciation. Thank you. House MD humor way ahead of its time. Exactly. House was just way ahead of its time. Suraj says The Office US, and it has like 29-30 likes, which is, of course, masses, commercial aspect, I get it. I'm not against it, but it's not for me. Barry, बहुत अच्छी comedy है. Barry is one of the greatest comedies to come out in the modern era. I should have put it in my list. I forgot, simply put. So it deserves to be in my list. Barry. Small Wonder, OG nostalgia. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Easy watch for the less learned, I guess. Everybody loves Raymond. Again, these are shows that are sitcoms. They're good shows. You can watch it. I'm not gonna judge you for watching it, but... And then one more comment by Shah Jilani is Broadchurch, Lost was a good show, but then again, usko itna khecha. Again, they keep milking the cow, and I hate that shit. It makes me hate the show, which is bad. The creator shouldn't do that. Peaky Blinders Rectify, I don't know. 6 Feet Under was okay. Yeah. I'm gonna read one more comment by one of the oldest OG subscribers. Rikin Patel says, didn't know you liked Parizad. Even I liked that show. Ahmad Ali Akbar in the show was awesome. Yeah, he was. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, that's my 2 cents, guys. I hope you guys liked my list, and I'm gonna be reading these comments. I'll find some good recommendations there, and I'll watch them. So thank you for watching, and thank you for not being upset that I didn't put the shows that you like in there. And yeah, maybe we'll watch these shows one day. Jab YouTube will start showing my videos to people again and stop shadow banning me. Until then, I love you all. Take care. Bye.